Capricorns, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Extended Tarot Forecast for November 2023. Just going to go over how these readings work and get a little bit into the astrology for the month of November and touch on your extended from October and see any themes that are carrying over from October to November. So with these readings, what I like to do is a general spread where we look at the overall situation and energy for the month, what we need more of, what we need less of, what we can change, what we need to accept, and then where the month is heading at the end of the month into December. Also pull some past life energy and empowering question, crystal energy, and then a clarifier at the end just to wrap things up. So let's get into the astrology a little bit for November. Now, November is a decisive month where we are being challenged to really ask ourselves if we're aligned with the changes that we have been asking for. And so there's going to be a lot of power struggles, but those power struggles, a reminder, are coming from your shadow and it's coming from within. You know, definitely focusing on the Page of Coins. It can be children. So if you do have a child, take it how it resonates. But dealing with issues realistically is really what we need to focus on, because our shadow is causing a lot of chaos, and this can be in our relationships, at work. Take it how it resonates. But when we are mindful that it is our shadow and our inner child is just screaming to be taken care of and feel safe, then we can move on. All right. So the wonderful thing is, yes, we've been challenged a lot with the changes coming with the Capricorn paradigm crumbling, the Aquarian age beginning. And the wonderful thing about November is we're actually going to get some encouragement from the universe. Okay. So I believe that September and October was really about building our resilience. All right. So a reminder, go look at your Saturn placement. Saturn is your fears, blocks, and your challenges in life, and where you can build and nurture resilience. Okay. So not only for yourself, but if you are a parent, for your children as well. And I think you're going to really get some guidance when it comes to the challenges that you have been facing. Okay. All right. So yes, you're going to be getting some help though from the universe when it comes to facing these challenges, okay? And then we also have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces in November, and this really highlights hard work and compassion. So reminder, this is collective astrology, okay? Not specific to Capricorn, but collectively, I think the collective unconscious, if we can work together with these themes, the better off we're all going to be. Now, Saturn stations direct on November 4th. It's been retrograde since June 17th, so really pay attention to the themes that you have noticed since June, like June-ish, all right? It doesn't have to be specific to June 17th, but you have been reflecting on something in your life related to blocks, fears, right? Challenges. And that's been in your internal world, and now it's turning direct into your outer world, okay? So take that how it resonates, but it's going to also, though, spark some really creative inspiration, all right? And this creative inspiration can be creative ways to incorporate our shadow into our life, okay? Because you know, you are Capricorn. Of course, your energy is going to be connected to the Capricorn paradigm, but we really want to focus on that Aquarian age and have faith that it's coming in. But we really need to work on that shadow energy. So you might be getting hit with it more than others, like these thoughts and memories, you know what I mean, might be popping up and really triggering you. So if they are, embrace the challenge and show that it's trying to guide you. The universe is trying to nurture you to grow, okay? Resilience is generally built with challenges, all right? So then we also have Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, and this indicates lucky breaks. And this is my favorite astrological alignment for the month of November, because these lucky breaks that we're going to see during Scorpio season is just a hint of what's to come in November 2024. I'm sorry, not November, in spring 2024. So when you're getting these little energetic exciting opportunities, synchronicities, you know, like a song you've been thinking about plays on the radio and it's connected to like your passion or whatever, like your favorite musician. Really pay attention to that and what you're thinking about, because the universe is giving you some really wonderful lucky energy. And then again, collectively, we're all getting this, all right? And these lucky breaks, like I said, are just a hint of what's to come. So why it's so important to liberate yourself and keep your vibration high and understand the dynamics of your subconscious mind and your conscious mind working together, okay? And then we also have the new moon in Scorpio on November 13th, which is indicating taking big risks. So this is the biggest aspect of your shadow, okay? Because in order to feel your place in the universe, in order to get that karmic fulfillment that we're looking for, there's something that we have to move away from. And I'm really getting an indication that what we need to move away from is a way that we think, okay, a way that we feel, a way that we speak to ourselves or then project onto speaking to others. But we really need to move away from something in that regard. Because Scorpio new moon is about taking big risks. Now, when our shadow is taking lead, okay, unfortunately, those big risks, that impulsive reactionary behavior, words said, you know, actions, it can be our shadow trying to keep us in a cycle, because it's at the end of the day, it's trying to keep itself safe, right? Like the Capricorn paradigm shadow showing right now, and all this aggressive, authoritarian energy that we're seeing, the divide, you know, divide and conquer energy that we're seeing. That's the Capricorn paradigm shadow. It's a part of who it is, but it's showing it in a manner to, like, quote, keep itself safe, keep itself in power. And the more of us, again, that can do our personal shadow work, the less power the Capricorn paradigm shadow has on all of us. And you, dear Capricorns, you don't even understand the power that comes from Capricorns personally doing their shadow work and the momentum that that has for the collective. Then we have Sagittarius season starting November 22nd and a full moon in Gemini on November 27th. Now, the highlight of this full moon is differences of opinions and the importance of accepting differences of opinions in order to move forward collectively, all right? In order for us to step into that Aquarian age together. So please pay attention to any themes related to that. And you don't have to agree with somebody to hold space for their opinions. And then also too, what does that even mean? Because we all still need boundaries, okay? So moving away from people whose opinions are not good for your soul, how we do that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a battle. It doesn't have to be a confrontation. And so these are really lessons that we're learning to live in more harmony. And as long as obviously it's, you know, not your difference of opinion isn't oppressing somebody or, you know, holding that Capricorn authoritarian power over somebody, because at the end of the day, that's crumbling away. And so I really feel energetically a lot of that is getting cleansed. Okay, so yeah, the Jupiter placement is going to be really important for you, okay? Because we need to do all we can to heal the wounded child. And that wounded child isn't all of us. It's the collective's wounded child. And again, unfortunately, we are seeing so severely this highlighted, okay, of the trauma, the cycles of trauma inflicted on children. And you know, spoiler, just because we're seeing it, you know, ramping in the media doesn't mean that it hasn't always been there, okay? So let us get Capricorn November 2023 Tarot. Yeah, this cycle that's moving you in, please pay attention to your Jupiter. Also, Pisces, Taurus, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Pay attention to what houses in your chart are ruled by those signs, and any planets that you have in your chart ruled by those signs, because those are going to be very important for you when it comes to navigating through November. And again, if you don't know what houses and planets, or what signs rule what houses and planets in your chart, I link Pam Gregory's free birth chart in every video description. Interesting. Yeah, you got some choices. All right. What I find fascinating too is Sagittarius got this in the same area, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, so overall energy for the month of November, Capricorn, is the Moon card. The Moon is ruled by Pisces. This is your intuition, your subconscious, okay? So please pay attention to your dreams. There's going to be, your shadow is going to be speaking to you in your dreams. So if you can carry a notepad, if you can have a notepad next to you, while you're sleeping, and a pen, when you wake up, write it down. If you wake up in the middle of the night from a dream, write it down. But I'm really getting this sense, like I said, for you specifically, Capricorns, so much of your energy lately has been being mindful of how we speak to ourselves, the thoughts that go through our minds, that worrying, that negative thinking, and how it affects the 3D world, okay? So again, it's not saying, oh, everything is, roses, okay? It's not putting, the rose-tinted glasses on when it comes to any trauma you've experienced in your life. It's the complete opposite. It's accepting what has happened and why you are the way you are, but working towards incorporating your shadow into your life so that it doesn't cause reactionary thinking, behaviors, actions, okay? So you need to tune into your intuition, all right? Because you are getting messages. And I think, unfortunately, the messages you are getting are not what you want to hear. And that's where, the big problem is. The messages you are getting are not what you want to hear, and that's causing some friction in your life. So what you need more of is the Magician, and the Magician is manifesting. Capricorns, you are master manifestors, okay? It's also effective communication. It's ruled by Mercury. Now, this is a reminder that success is yours when you actually dedicate yourself to it. And again, I'm really getting, because Mercury and air, this is really connected to how you think. So I know I gave this to you a while ago, but it's like you're putting out their intention for a new house, right? And like, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house. And and you manifest it, and then this house has like all of these issues with it. And you're like, well, what the heck? That's not what I wanted to manifest. But you can put that intention out for a new house. But if you're thinking constantly this worrying, your shadow is just taking its reins over your thoughts and your feelings and how you act, it affects what you're manifesting. So sure, you might manifest that house, but you might not manifest it in the manner that you are wanting to if you're not fully aligned. So death in this is interesting, because this is in the area of what you have just the right amount of. And death is ruled by Scorpio. And with the majority of November being Scorpio's season, you do know. All right. Okay. So even if it's something, again, that you want to not face and pretend is focus on the illusions, like, you do know what needs to come to an end. You do know what needs to change. You do know the beliefs inside you that need to die. All right. You do know that your routine needs to change. You know that it's like the thoughts that you're saying to yourself, that they're not okay. You might just not know how to do that. So a reminder, looking at shadow work, if you can go back to September readings and that shadow work journal I linked, it really is really important to releasing this stuff, because shame, guilt, and fear come from your shadow, okay? And it's just your shadow trying to keep itself safe in what it knows, even if what it knows isn't good for it, all right? And it's just all from your inner child. And so the more that we can accept this and then embrace it, the less we have to be fearful, okay? So this is what's interesting, because the Strength card is in the area of what you need less of. And this is Leo, so take it how it resonates too if you have any Leos in your life. But this is courage and gentle power, and power in your gentleness. I'm thinking that you're skirting around something, okay? Like there's something you need to address. Take it how it resonates, whether it be career or relationships. There's something that you're not facing, okay? And so whatever this is, please take it how it resonates, but you need to face it, okay? Yes, and the world in this situation is what you can change, okay? And so you have everything in you to tie the loose ends of this karmic completion that is being asked of you. The world also is synchronicity. So a reminder, really pay attention to those synchronicities that are popping up in the month of November, because like I said, they're hints of what's to come for spring 2024. The world is also ruled by Saturn, all right? This is your inner child taking the mask of the shadow off and being exactly who they are. They don't have to be ashamed of who they are, okay? And this is that completion of feeling your place in the universe. You can change this, okay? And again, like this is, okay, actually hold up too, because this is wild. You've gotten, other than where it's ending, all court and major arcana, but most is major arcana. So I am really gathering how so much of this, because the major arcana is the collective energy, right? It's like world events and stuff like that. So I'm getting all of this because you're Capricorn, and it's the Capricorn paradigm crumbling. It's the shadow side of the Capricorn paradigm we're seeing. How much the global energy is going to impact your personal life, okay? But a reminder, it's all there to guide you to the Aquarian age, to the Judgment era, to liberate yourself, okay? Now, the Queen of Wands is in the area of what you need to accept, okay? This is, the Queen of Wands really is the theme of empowering yourself, empowers others, okay? This is also ruled by Pisces, so take this how it resonates if you do have a Pisces in your life, okay? Because this could be an actual person in your life. Pisces or Aries. And the Queen of Wands is Pisces and Aries, okay? So it's water and fire. It's that blending of the two. The Queen of Wands is also a very optimistic and generous card, okay? So you need to accept this energy into your life. You need to accept this duality into your life, okay? And take your life by the reins is really what I'm getting. It's this feeling of empowerment. And when you empower yourselves, when you have your shadow and your light balanced in perfect harmony, you empower others when they see. Like, I'm just getting this glow up. You know what I mean? Like this energy of like, you can honestly even be an influencer in some way. Like, I overcame this. This is how I did it. Like, I'm really getting that of like, I came from this to this. Whoa, how did you do that? Because I'm getting a very strong collective impact on your card. And the hairs on my arm are standing up. And that's always an indication that this is really powerful for you, Capricorns, okay? But a reminder, and you've gotten this a lot, and you've gotten this a lot since the summer, is your month is ending with the Two of Swords. There's a choice that has to be made, okay? And I'm really getting that this choice is related to how we're thinking about our situation, how we think about ourselves, right? How we think about other people, how we compare ourselves to other people, like all of these themes. You have a choice, and you need to reminder, full moon in Gemini, November 27th, okay? Differences in opinions, and like this idea of a fork in the road, okay? We're not looking for a fork in the road when it comes to accepting other people's opinions, but there's a fork in the road in how you choose to show yourself to the world. That's really what I'm getting. Because a reminder, this is powerful, okay? Absolutely powerful. Actually, I want to just pick on this too, just because I was watching John Oliver and I just see the symbolism here. So I just have to touch on it. But he did a segment on chocolate, and somebody in an interview that he showed, there was this hourglass, okay? And they gave the, chocolate industry and child labor and, slave labor and all that. And they gave the image of an hourglass and how like the top of it is the workers, the child labor, and in the middle is the CEOs and the people making decisions, again, the Capricorn paradigm. And then at the bottom is the consumer. Okay, and so again, this is really interesting that it's tying together that energy of the dynamics of the Capricorn paradigm, right? Like none for thee and all for me, all right? Like 98% of resources are owned by 2% of the population. That is the Capricorn paradigm. So the more you can really reject that way of living, the more you're going to liberate yourself, okay? Because you can be practical and with your resources, you can be practical with your time, but you can also be, generous. It's again, that Queen of Wands, you need to accept that there's some sort of this generous energy that you need to incorporate into your life. So I was going to say, let's see what past life energy is happening. It's affecting your feeling your place in the universe. So let's get to it. All right. So you have 2. Now, a reminder, past life energy, it can be if you're a parent, your life before children, your childhood, or actual past life energy. So take it how it resonates. But you got High Priest or Priestess and Wars and Battles. So this is going to be interesting. I have not actually gotten these cards yet for readings. But these are blocks in reference to this karmic completion that you have been guided towards for quite some time. It's like you're afraid of closing this chapter in your life is really what I'm getting, Capricorns, okay? But it's liberating if you can close it, all right? So, High Priestess energy. You probably already know that you were a high priest or priestess during one or more prior lifetimes. Most people who have held these roles have a conscious sense of it. You've also retained your heightened spiritual knowledge, which this card is urging you to put into greater practice. It's time for you to reignite your spiritual power and use it in service of your divine mission of healing, teaching, and helping others in the world. This card urges you to release any insecurities that you might have about your spiritual abilities or any fears about others knowing your beliefs, okay? So that is interesting. All right, because like I said, like there is this knowledge in you, and if you do, like you might even have like psychic abilities, and because you're Capricorn, you're Earth. I mean, talk about that. Like, hi, if anybody's not going to be told that that's okay, you know what I mean? Like that's not necessarily something that people consider like natural within a Capricorn, okay? So the moon is psychic abilities, intuition. If you're rejecting some area of that, like honestly, like you could even just, have premonitions like, oh my God, I knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? And like I said, you could really share this with the collective in some really powerful way. Interesting. I'm getting really excited about this. All right. Now, the second past life energy you have is Wars and Battles. This card indicates that you suffered or were killed in a war in previous lifetimes. Your unconscious will tell you whether you were a soldier, an officer, or a civilian who was a casualty during a battle. That lifetime could have turned you into a pacifist, or it could have made you conflict phobic. And you cannot stand any measure of violence or loud voices. Conflict phobia prevents relationships from deepening as a part of the authenticity that stems from sharing your true feelings with others. Conversely, that lifetime may have filled your heart with anger and the desire for revenge. In such a case, you would have difficulty controlling your temper. This may even lead to addictions in your attempts to bring about peace. If you have that natural warrior spirit, it's important to channel it in peaceful, constructive ways. For instance, being an activist or positive social change or a legal advocate who champions underdogs. Wow. Capricorns, again, this is so important. Strengthen here. Now, you can be on either side of the spectrum where you're avoiding conflict because you don't know how to deal with it, or that it erupts reactionary shadow behavior. All of this is your shadow. So please, if you can take some time on YouTube, do the shadow work journal, but also like just go into what it means if you don't know. This is what's blocking you. You're scared of addressing this stuff, but you have no idea. This, whatever this is that you're avoiding, it's delaying this karmic completion. Like, it's coming whether or not you want it to, but the manner in which it comes is up to you. But yeah, there's really something holding you back in relation to these abilities you have that you can help teach the world, and overcoming this. Like, this is huge. If you can overcome this shadow energy, right, and share that with the world, that's going to be huge. But you really, if there's a conflict in your life right now, like, you have a choice to be made, and there is a choice to be made. But really tap into that psychic ability if you have it, okay? So let's see what empowering question we got for Capricorns. What empowering question is going to help Capricorns face and embrace their shadow? What empowering... Perfect. So, ooh, and it fell on the Magician, so I love this. Wow. What is the most courageous thing I've done? How did it make me feel? Yeah. Manifest, you know, success in any area, this completion, it can be yours. So if you're scared, what is the most courageous thing I've done? And how did it make me feel? Reminder, strength is courage. And I know this is, the gentleness is what you need less of. You really need to go out there and do this and face it, okay? So let's see what crystal energy we got. All right. What crystal energy can help? Wow. Capricorns. You got Sugar Light. Sugar Light is the inner child. I'm about to cry. I'm a Pisces, so I cry all the time. But this is unbelievably emotional, Capricorns. Heal that inner child, okay? Give yourself love. And you give yourself love not by saying everything's okay. That inner child does not need to hear everything's okay. That inner child needs to know it's safe. And again, how empowering all of us collectively, individually, embracing our shadow, giving that inner child a hug, letting our inner child know it's safe, right? Lessening that shadow, that Capricorn paradigm shadow. Capricorn, you have so much. You have no idea how much you doing your personal service of doing your shadow work, how impactful it's going to be with the collective. I am putting out there to universe that Capricorns get this message because it is so unbelievably important this month. Okay, so if you can pick up some Sugar Light, carry it with you, have it next to you, put it next to your bed when you're sleeping. Wear these colors for the month of November. Okay, interesting enough too, because Sagittarius has purple as one of their main themes of the colors. So like I said, I really think that we're going to get a culmination at the end of the month with that Sagittarius season coming. Yeah, Capricorns, this is this is big, all right? Okay, now let's see. One clarifier for Capricorns, and then, good Lord. I can't make this up. You got the devil, Capricorns. The devil is ruled by Capricorn. The devil is your shadow. The devil is indulgence, fear, okay? Overcoming your shadow, understanding the nature of appearances, understanding that your shadow just tried to keep you safe because it's a scared little child inside. Don't just face your shadow, embrace it, Capricorns. This is huge, okay? So I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, please do like, comment, and share with other people. So that the algorithm can start showing these videos to more people. And please subscribe to Modern Raven Tarot so you get notifications of when new videos pop up. Reminder, I will be doing that shadow astrology series soon. So if you are subscribed, you'll get notifications of when those videos are uploaded. Also, check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more in-depth look at the week ahead. Definitely check out your moon. And if your moon is in Pisces, wow, please do comment. Also, a particular planet that you need some clarity on, definitely check the corresponding video. Definitely check your Saturn, okay? Because that is your fears, blocks, challenges. I almost said shame, but you know, shame comes from there too. And you can get some clarity, but honestly, your shadow work can be so impactful for the collective, okay? And again, you can either feed that Capricorn paradigm shadow more, or you can do that energy work and allow it to dissipate. So this is empowering though, all right? Please remember, you always have a choice. Can't even grab this card. You always have a choice on how you think about your situation, all right? So empower yourself, feel empowered, and have an amazing month of November, Capricorn.